Hi everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome back to my channel. Y'all see Big Susie in front of me. Yes, she's gonna go through a breakdown. Now, the main issue I have is the motherboard, which is the ASUS Prime A320M-k. Here's the thing. I recently updated to the latest BIOS 6042, which is supposed to handle every issue with the motherboard, from the secure boot, the FTPM header with the CPU. A lot of people say it wasn't stable enough to support that there, um, etc. So with that, after I updated the BIOS, I had did PC health check, and it still reads no secure boot. Now, I recently did my research with this motherboard here and found out that the secure boot is only set to legacy, which is UEFI/legacy. Now, I went through a lot of people pages doing a lot of hacks. Windows 11 can be installed on this motherboard here, but you gotta download third-party software to hack into the BIOS and etc. to go ahead on and make sure that you got the secure boot activated, as well as your hard drive as well too, because the M.2 as well as your SATA is all legacy drives. Yes, the main reason with this motherboard is no secure boot. And also, when I went to download the BIOS 0214 to bring it back to the settings of to read the APUs off the A10 7th gen processors, which is the A8 98 9000 series, it will not allow me to go back to regular settings now. And all of the CPUs that is up there, they say the new BIOS for this motherboard is 6042. Now, when I get through stripping this baby down, I will put the A12 9800 and see will it boot up. If it don't boot up, that means there is a BIOS corruption issue with this motherboard, and I will be contacting the ASUS to figure that out. But on the other hand here, that I will be removing this motherboard out, and I'm going with the ASROCK A320M-HDV R4.0 for my future motherboard with this build here. Now, the reason why I'm going with the ASROCK, because one, it has a TPM 2.0 header on the motherboard, and it supports all processors of the 3000 series and beyond. If I want to go to the Ryzen 9 5900 plus series, I could do that as well too. So the motherboard supports the latest CPU, the ASROCK A320M-HDV. It supports those processors. You just got to make sure you have a working APU to go ahead on and download the latest BIOS for that motherboard. Now, when I went ahead on, I already updated the BIOS for the Ryzen 5 3600 for that motherboard, and when I put the APU in there, it reads that APU plus the Ryzen 5 Matisse's CPUs. Now, on a bad note here with the ASUS, and the main reason why I fell in love with this motherboard here by ASUS, the Prime A320M-k, is because it has low voltage regulated modules. That means it's not set for overclocking. Now, it does read the CPU. If you have an overclocking CPU, that is automatically going to set the auto-clocking parameters in the CPU for you, so you don't have to worry about doing anything in the BIOS, turning this up, cranking that up, etc. So, with that said, I'm very disappointed with this motherboard, and the main thing, I'm also disappointed in myself because I didn't pay attention to the hardware. This is one reason why I tell newcomers who's building a PC for the first time, pay attention to your hardware and know what motherboard and CPU you want to use for your needs. If you are a gamer, then you just sit down here and focus on a nice CPU and motherboard that is going to be good for your needs. Now, if you are a professional gamer and you want everything on a high-end level, or if you're a professional content creator, then you find the motherboards for your needs as well too. So, but other than that, I'm going to go ahead and break it down. switch out the parts, clean the baby down. Once I move the motherboard out, etc., clean everything down, I'm gonna go ahead on and do the rebuild because I got to get this baby up and running on Windows 11 by the end of the day. So enough talking, let's do this. Alright everybody, as you see, everything is done. It took a couple of minutes or so here and there, maybe 10, 20, no more than half a minute. This is about half an hour to do it. Just like I said, she's a little dusty around the edges because it was basically coming time for her cleanup. But since I sit down and say, you know what, I cannot go wrong with judging an operating system that I never use. So I'm just gonna go ahead on there and finish cleaning her up, clean the case and everything off camera, and that's it. She's ripped apart. Like I said, I'm gonna wipe the CPU down, clean the CPU cooler down, get all that thick paste off of it, which is somewhat dry in certain areas, but it was about time for a resurfacing on the CPU. Yeah, she's pretty much dried out. But other than that, she's done, ready to go ahead and get cleaned down. And on the good note here, before I end this video, this is one reason why I stopped upgrading a long time ago. I had to reach out to AMD on the Fire Pro W5100 because as I did my research, this only supports Windows 10 64-bit as well as Windows Windows 10 32-bit, Windows 8 64 and 32-bit, as well as Windows 7 64 and 32-bit. So I'm gonna reach out to AMD personally myself, see do they have an updated driver for this video card here, because I love this card here. This card does my 1080p perfectly. When it's time like the speed, the rails up and everything like that, I have no issues with that. So in my Shortcut Pro, so I'm gonna need to reach out to them and ask them do they have a driver for this here. If not, then I have to go with another GPU I already have on hand. So other than that, she's done. And I'll be reaching out to AMD to find out what is wrong with this here motherboard here, because when I went to update to the APU to bring everything back down to 0214, it's not doing it. It's putting everything into BIOS version 6042. And if they're going into a different direction with this motherboard here, that lets everybody know that AMD and Intel is going to a different direction with their PC building now. So I guess they're going to go ahead and cut out the basics. So but I'm going to reach out to them to find out what's going on with this motherboard here. And when I do download the latest or any type of BIOS dealing with this, it shows underneath that is version 6042. Whatever CPU you trying to install in, whether it's the Ryzen 3 1600, 12, whatever, or low-end CPU or high-end CPU, is going to give you the BIOS version 6042. So I need to reach out to ASUS to figure out why it's doing that. But other than that, she stripped down. I'm going to go ahead and clean her up. And I want to thank y'all for watching me rip this baby apart again. And stay tuned for the rebuild. Peace.